Hey, welcome everybody. It's Eric Olson. I am live here at Boston at Quickbase's headquarters. I'm joined by Evan Martinez, who heads up our community, and we are here to talk empower. Hey, Evan, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great, Eric, and hey, everybody out there. It's great to see you. Or great to, I guess, to get be seen by all of you. We're here today because we're getting an awesome opportunity to talk a little bit about Empower Boston. We want to give you a sneak peek into the themes, the sessions, the tracks, all the awesome stuff that you're going to get to see and get you really excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, well, always excited about Empower. The last couple of years, we've been able to extend Empower to far more people than ever with our virtual event. We went from about 20% of our audience being able to be in the room in Miami the last time I was there on stage. And now we were up to about 60% in virtual. So we were able to deliver content to so many more people, and we've gotten great response. But what we've heard is that people miss live, which I guess makes sense. In community, you want to connect live. And so we're bringing back in a smaller regional format, a live experience that works for us in the times for those people who find value in community. And I'm pretty excited about that. Evan, what do we have this year? What does our event look like?
Absolutely. So we're lucky to get to announce that in order to help us come back and bring it together, we're doing a hybrid event this year. That means for the very first part is Empower Boston. It's going to be happening here in Boston, where we're based, and it's going to be from May 1st through 3rd. It's about bringing a small little group of people together so we can start rebuilding our live experience. We're finding the right balance between wishing we could bring literally everybody who's come to our virtual events and having to be careful. So it'll be a smaller group this year, but stay tuned for the future. And then for our virtual event, will be happening from the 10th through the 11th. That's all about bringing everybody we wish we could bring into the room, into the virtual experience, where we're going to be able to talk about, and they're also all tied together by our awesome theme this year, which is all about build the future. And that's going to inform sort of everything you see at Empower this year. It all sits under that awesome theme.
Yeah, and we've already got about 1,000 registrations for the virtual event. So get in there if you haven't already. It's going to be a really great. It'll be our biggest ever for sure. But let's talk about that theme. So build the future. I'm excited about that. I love what you guys, Ed, and you and the team and Beth have come up with for the theme, because it really has three really important values for me and our community. So first, it's about celebrating what our community does and how they build the world around us with what they do, and where we work, where we live, where we play, whether that's AT&T kind of using us to roll out 5G, or other companies using us to build the world around us. So it's a celebration of our community and what it can do, but it's also about bringing our community together, building community, the connections that make us better because we've got people around us that push us and help us learn. And it is about building your career. One of my favorite stories to hear here are all the people that have built their careers on Quickbase. And so excited to see that come to life in one event, live and virtual. So tell us, Evan, the next layer down on that, we've got a lot of great content and production, some virtual only stuff and some stuff that's really suited for live. What can people expect? What are the big topic areas that are going to shape the tracks that they'll see when the agenda rolls out here shortly?
Absolutely. So I think it would be no surprise to everyone, sort of what Eric was talking about, that we're breaking things a little bit at the high level into that build your world, build your community, build your career, because those are all super important buckets for everybody. Build your world kind of fits on that theme of you can definitely expect to see other Quickbase builders getting highlighted. We're going to kind of shine a spotlight on some awesome people out there who are using Quickbase today so you can get inspired. I think that for many people, there's something special about seeing how others are solving problems that helps spark that creativity and that inspiration. So Empower is the place for us to do that, for us to sort of put some people on a pedestal and give them the stage. Because you can hear from us all the time. This is an opportunity for you to hear from them and really see the proof as it lives in the world. When it comes to building our community, we love talking to you all the time. We know you love to come to our sessions and stuff like that, but you're not just here to talk to us. You're also here to talk to each other. Many of you can feel like, especially with work from home, you see the same people all the time. It's always virtual. It's always sort of one step away from where you would like to be, especially for live. We're really focused on getting people networking again in the room, talking face to face, breaking down some of those walls and allowing you to actually connect with people. And don't worry, if you are on the virtual, we are still doing networking there as well. So whether you can be with us in person or you have to do it from your comforts of your own home, we're going to help you meet some other people who are using Quickbase. So your network basically goes from the couple people who who also solve problems to a much bigger world where you can kind of share the things that are on your mind. And then build your career. Like at the end of the day, it is super important for us that not just the companies that we work with are successful, but the individuals we work with are successful. We've seen people grow their career. And when that happens, it's super inspirational for us. And it really is foundational to the way our community grows. We want to help you get the skills you need so that you can feel confident solving problems with Quickbase, but flipping those skills around and also using them to help you just solve the things that your business needs absent of Quickbase, the platform. So that's super important to us at the end of the day, is sort of like building you up, and our content is going to support that. That includes things like helping you learn the fundamentals of Quickbase, helping you learn about pipelines and how you can also use our APIs and other tools to extend your reach outside of the platform, but also just helping you connect with people.
Yeah, I love that. It's, whether you're a first time builder, we still have all that great content for just getting up to speed and learning how to get confident in Quickbase, or you're one of our power users that's been coming to Empower for 10 years. There's content for everyone. I think one of the areas that we are really focused on this year too is making all of that content fit for you and your business.
Yep.
Overall, we're shaping it for your industry, for your size, for your location. We're able to support you no matter where you are in a really authentic way. I think to go deeper on that, I want to bring in a broader audience here. We have 3 special guests that are going to join us here to talk about their initial reactions to some of the content we've got and what they're excited about. So let's bring them on. So we've got James Boydeau, who leads our industry solutions group, who's going to help all of you sort of fit our Quickbase into your industry. We have Sharon Faust, the Quickbase junkie, one of the loudest and best voices in our community, who has been, to Evan's comment on peer-to-peer, Sharon's been just a fixture of helping people in our community connect and learn from each other.
I do what I love, Eric. I do what I love.
And we love you for it. And then Ryan Murray, a product manager here at Quickbase, who also is a figurehead of our community. So a lot of different voices here. And so welcome, everyone. So Sharon, I want to start with you. You've been to a lot of Empowers. We had to go virtual the last couple of years because the world changed around us. But we're coming back with a new format, taking the best of virtual and starting to add back in live. What are you excited for as you look forward to this year?
Well, I do love the fact that you are keeping virtual. And I hope, going forward that's going to be a mainstay, because so many people are able to join that way, right? When you can't always travel, especially I'm on the West Coast, getting out to the East Coast isn't always easy, but having that virtual environment is critical to getting the most people, the most informed about what's coming for Quickbase. When I attend Empower, I really look for 3 things. The first is, what can I learn? Selfishly, I'm a developer myself. What is it that I can learn and take away from Empower? And being able to have either the virtual or in person really allows me to do that. But then second, what can I share? You talk about career development and growth, right? I love working with my audience and helping them grow their career. But sometimes, it's not about me, it's about them. What's important to them and what do I think I can share from the events that can help them? And sometimes it's just a matter of saying it in another way, right?
Yeah.
But, you've said it, but when I say it, sometimes it lands a little bit differently. And so being able to be that channel for my audience is something I really love doing. And then last, what do I see? What do I see coming? My favorite sessions are all about the product roadmap. What's coming down the pipe for Quickbase? What do I get excited about, jazzed up about? Last year it was formula queries, and I am still addicted to formula queries. And so I can't wait to see what what Quickbase is going to be releasing this year, and that I can get excited about and that I can plan for in terms of my content and my community that I serve. And then, along with those 3 things, learning, sharing, and seeing, it's fun. So much fun. Last year, I remember attending virtually mixology classes and cooking classes and photography classes. And then game night, I had an amazing time with game night. So I just can't imagine what this year is going to be like with both the live and the virtual. Definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, we like to do fun. We have fun in our community.
And it's hard virtually. It's really hard. And so I really appreciate the effort that's put into that.
Yeah, and I love that you mentioned, I love your 3 things. And like C is one, obviously a lot of people come for the keynotes. And I think I'm not going to spoil it, but we've got some good things coming. I maybe ask Ryan about some of this here in a second, but both on the product and and for the company. I think as I sort of teased at the beginning, we're gonna focus a lot on how we are taking Quickbase, which is a world-class platform, and fitting it for your business, no matter what your size, your industry, your location. So we'll spend some time on that. But on the product side, we're going to focus on using Quickbase at scale. We have a lot of organizations, and we've invested a lot in helping them deploy Quickbase safely, securely, enterprise-wide, and some great functionality to make that possible in a way that that other organizations or other platforms just can't. And then there's a lot of those fun product features and functions that are coming out. I know Forms, Ryan, I think is one we're going to get into. We're jazzed about. Ryan, maybe talk a little bit on Sharon's comment there on the hot new stuff on product. What's exciting for you there?
I don't want to spoil the keynote, so you'll have to tune in to what we're announcing. But
he's a tough one.
Our product team's really been really hard at work all year, and we all look forward to Empower. I mean, if there's one thing that we all get out of it, it's energy, right? We feel the energy of our community, and there's a running joke in the product org that like Empower gives us that extra boost to get through the second half of the year, through the summer, through the winter, and then once January comes, it's what are we doing for Empower? So we're really excited about it. We have a ton of great features and product really to show in governance and how you can, like you said, deploy Quickbase at scale, in connections, in making improvements not only in how you build pipelines, but in the systems that you can connect to. And then on the UI side, we do have, selfishly, what I'm most looking forward to, we have a lot of goodies for our new form designer. So I'm looking forward to getting feedback, to sitting and talking with all of our customers, our most avid fans of Quickbase, to really pick their brain to see what they want to see from us. It's a great opportunity for us to listen.
So lots to see, to your word.
Lots to see.
Also lots to learn as well. So as far as lots to see, let's keep going on that. James, talk a little bit about, one thing that we've invested quite a bit in, and Sharon and others I'm sure you've seen lately, is patching up Quickbase for industries. We just announced a couple weeks ago an industry offering and product bundle for the construction industry, one that has been a massive user of Quickbase over the years, a place where they rely on software like ours to see, connect, and control the complex projects that they work on. And we're working on, no matter what industry you're in, being able to package that up. So what should, as people think about coming to Empower and how that relates to their industry, James, what should they be excited about?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just that, right? So it's Empower is just a great opportunity to get like-minded customers together trying to solve the similar problems. And what we're trying to deliver in the program are avenues for those kinds of groups to come together. When we think about, you mentioned the construction vertical, it's one where, we kind of look into the most prominent use cases, what people are doing on the platform, getting the most value out of it. And it's these complexity, right? The complexity in these projects. They can be small projects, they can be big projects, but they're both complex because they have to connect different data sources. There are different teams that they have to come together to work to deliver on a program or a project. So just this ability to bring those like-minded individuals together so they can learn from how others were solving for and delivering these complex projects with Quickbase has been, one, inspiring to me as I've been kind of thinking about standing up that vertical, and others that we're looking for down the road. But I just love to see the platform come to life through the eyes of our customers, right? We can talk about, and theoretically, how we think it'll work. We can kind of diagram out how the ways in which a complex project can be run on Quickbase. But when you see it, when you see customers actually showing their use cases, getting really fired up, that's the thing that is really exciting for me. And this will be my second Empower. Kind of to Ryan's point, it kind of put wind in my sails, and being inspired by the energy of our customer base. I'm really excited to see that as we talk about specifically in these verticals, because it's really inspiring to see.
I can say that this is actually going to be my sixth. I've done 3 lives and I've done 2 virtuals, and that feeling doesn't fade, honestly.
Yeah,
like people would
good.
think like you get used to it. You do not. You're never really sure with how much the platform changes, with how much people constantly innovate on the platform. You're never sure what you're going to get. I think every time I've gone, I've always walked away with a couple of awesome like ideas I've picked up from others. There's that like spark, that moment when someone shares an idea and you're like, oh, I'm gonna steal this. I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna use this in my apps, or I'm
Love
gonna
it.
share this with somebody else. Like it is that extra little like empower energy that sort of like fires you up.
And that was one of the things that surprised me like 2 years ago when we had to go virtual for the first time. Like one of the big questions was like, is Empower going to have the same feel? Is it going to have the same energy? And it actually, we were all blown away, like in the product keynote, just the response that we got from the community. We have such an awesome opportunity to cast the net wider and reach more people. It's the one day a year that we get everybody's eyeballs on Quickbase products. So yeah, the virtual, Sharon, like you, I'm really looking forward to what we have for sessions and for keynotes and just being able to connect with people through that medium. It's so important.
Yeah, and if I can just add to what James said about, being able to share those examples, I get asked so often, about sharing examples, and it's something that folks love about my content is being able to sort of peek over the shoulder of another developer and see what they're doing. And so those sessions, even if you're not in construction, right, if there isn't a vertical for your organization, I would say still, peek over the shoulder of those other developers, because you're going to pick up lots of insights and nuggets and things that will definitely translate and apply to the business that you're in. And that's going to be really exciting as well.
Yeah, it's such a good point, Sharon. I was just reminded, as Evan was talking, I was reminded of one of my first days on the job was in Power in Miami. And so I was just sort of thrust into this like amazing community. And I was sitting at one of the after party events and talking to a couple of folks from the city of Washington, D.C. about something they were doing. And what happened was other public sector people kind of literally overheard it and looked over the shoulder. And all of a sudden there was just this like impromptu sort of brainstorming session on how to solve some of the problems that these cities and counties are dealing with. I think since then we've been able to evolve that into something that is much more structured, and that bringing people together around those communities, creating sort of product offerings and pricing for those. So what do you like? Sharon, you talked before about how one of the great things about Quickbase can do so many things, but one of the challenges is like, where does it do those things best? They're figuring out how to kind of pull it together. Like, what are your thoughts on seeing this movement to being able to package this stuff up for the unique industries and areas that people live in every day?
Yeah, I think it's twofold. It makes everything a little bit more tangible in terms of understanding what the platform is capable of. I work with so many clients who really have not tapped into the full power of the application and how much it can help different areas of the business, right? It's not just a project management tool. It's not just an HR tool. It's not just a work order management or property management, right? It's not just those things, but being able to see how they work for a particular type of industry across many different areas of the enterprise, I think is really great. And then I had a second point that is escaping me at the moment. But really being able to have that prepackaged, this is what it was, saving time, right? One of my tagline is learn fast, deliver more. And so by having prepackaged or preset frameworks for them to build off of will save time, not just in the ideation and the design process, but in the development process as well. And that is huge. Whether it's you're learning more in order to shortcut, all the Google searches and things like that, to figure out what's the formula I need to do this, or it's the actual development piece because you're able to copy and paste snippets of code or whatnot. Saving time is a huge element as well.
Yeah, that's just dead on what we've been hearing and what the team's been working on. And we talk about fit for, they want to, it needs to be flexible. That's our value proposition. We can flex to the way that you work and how you run your projects. But a lot of people don't want to start with a blank slate. And so it is that middle ground of knowing what good looks like. And so if I'm doing scheduling or something, can I get started in that? James, maybe talk to you a little bit about like you talked about sort of the value of hearing what others are doing and some of the great customer stories we're going to bring and examples here, but what can people hope to learn if they think, whether they're in any of our verticals, whether it's manufacturing or public sector or healthcare, what can they hope to learn about from a Quickbase perspective when they come to the event?
Yeah, it's as we kind of looked at these different verticals, we found kind of exactly to your point, Sharon, some people love a blank slate. right? Give me a blank slate. I can kind of build everything from scratch. Some people want it completely fully done, right? Those groups are kind of on the poles. Most people want something, give me a place to start. Give me use cases or stories that others have gone through and applications they've used as a starting point, even from their education perspective or even from building from that perspective. And then they're able to kind of go fast, right? You save time by learning from others and then having a foundation that you can build upon, right? So as you go into these different sessions, that's what you'll see. You'll see, experience of others who have developed applications that are fit for the purpose of that given vertical, right? You'll see construction examples, you'll see examples from other industries as well. And you'll see examples of applications that they've used, I don't know, almost as a template or a foundation that they can build upon. So this idea of, we love that Quickbase is a blank slate. We know that for many, it's good to have a place to start. And we're trying to help you further on down that path as you come into these sessions.
Yeah, so awesome. And we able to learn from others, that we see what Quickbase capabilities exist, and maybe to Sharon's point that like I can go find capabilities that others have solved already, so I don't have to start from scratch. And so just see the examples, also the tangible things they can do with the product. Let's switch gears a little bit. I'm going to come back to you, Ryan. If I am a builder, we talked about sort of the different value propositions, and one of them being like build my career. But Ryan, Evan, maybe talk to us a little bit about me as a builder. What should I be excited about that I can learn to build the tools in my toolkit, so to speak?
I would say just come with an open mind, because you're not going to know what you don't know until it's looking you right in the face. Definitely get into some of the product sessions, especially with the recently released features, maybe something that you haven't really had a chance to check out yet, like Sharon mentioned with our formula queries, or really dig into our reporting capabilities and look at some of the new stuff that we're releasing there with new charts, new ways to build reports. But just come with open mind and treat us like a blank slate. Treat Empower like your blank slate, and then fill it up with whatever you need. Let it be that sort of mirror of Erised, where you can look at it. It's going to show you exactly what you need, and you'll come out the other end a smarter, happier, wiser builder.
Absolutely. I think that, one of the things that we often get asked in like the kind of the build your career bucket is also, I've been to several Empowers before. What can I expect to see that's new? Like that's something that every year we challenge ourselves. I think for those people who are maybe have had a little bit more of a career or they're still getting started, there's some awesome new functionalities we've been seeing getting more and more popular in Quickbase, definitely around like connections, unlocking your Quickbase so they can talk to all the other tools that you need to work with, through whether it's through our pipelines, whether it's through our APIs. Like it's a big opportunity in the last couple of years for you to kind of knock those walls down that were very artificial, get the data that you need to, and like really transform your business. And so there's we're going to be talking a lot about sort of how you can build better pipelines, make them do more for you, but also what we're going to be doing with the future of them. I know that's something I get a lot of questions for, a lot of feedback, a lot of questions is like, where is it going? Because we started to open the gates and people are like, I want in on this world where I can get all of my data and stop having these headaches of like Excel spreadsheets and having to email people and upload things manually. And I think that to go dovetail with that, people should also think about the ways they can help do that in their teams. So one of the things we really want to encourage people this year to do is don't just think about coming yourself for all that stuff. Think about if there's other people you could bring with you, because it really is a team. It really is a team game at the end of the day. And so if you can think of other people in your org that you're going to have to explain this stuff to later, there's a really awesome opportunity with Empower to get them to come on the journey with you. And so you're not kind of having to get them up to speed. They're there with you. Because you can't just unlock your data, you got to unlock your people too. And that's sort of something I get to do a lot in the community. I ask people the question of like, well, who else do you need to talk to about this? And they sort of walk down the list and go, oh, I better bring so-and-so along with me, because they're the expert. They're the person that will tell me if I'm building the right app or making the right connection or have the right piece of data. So like, that's something I definitely call out to people this year. Like, don't just think about getting yourself there to the right session. Think about if there's other people who should be joining you.
That's such a good point. I think back to my Miami memories again. I
Mhm.
remember you mentioned formula queries. It actually brings the last couple comments together here. I was standing. It was like 4 o'clock on like the second day of Empower, but at most conference people would be like drunk at the pool, and there was like a formulas class going on with a line out the door, people like looking over around the door to be able to see what was going on there, including like there was a group I remember of 3 people like comparing notes because they're from the same company on like, oh wow, do you see that? Like we could use that to do that. So it's there's it. I love that message that it's a team sport, and the learning never stops. So Sharon, you've been how many Empowers now?
Honestly, I'm not quite sure.
Well, let's count.
Yeah, well, definitely since 2018.
Yeah, so you've come to a few, and so what do you hope? Even though you've been around Quickbase for a while, what do you hope to learn?
If I can divert the question just a little bit, go back to building your career, because just this last Thursday, I got a really inspiring email from one of my audience members. And so I thought maybe I could share that,
I would love that.
and it might inspire some others. And really, this is at the heart of why I do what I do. And so she says, not sure if you'll receive this, but I wanted to say a huge thank you for basically teaching me how to use Quickbase. I lost my job to the pandemic 2 weeks after having a baby and wasn't sure for how long a time I would be able to support my family. I was working part-time as a personal assistant, and my boss asked me to take a stab at Quickbase. Now, after everything he taught me, I've officially taken on my first Quickbase development client. I look forward to getting a chance to take some of your full-length courses. Wow. Wow. Like, this is changing people's lives. Being able to learn and understand this platform, help companies do what they need to do in an easier, faster, more efficient manner. And it's truly incredible and truly inspiring. And so, when I go to Quickbase, it's like I said, selfishly for myself, but also for what I'm able to provide to others. And that's just it warms my heart.
Yeah, that's all the things, right? Build our world, build our community, build your career. That's all that coming together. And I think so, I'm glad you brought that up, because it just our community coming together is powerful, right?
Yeah.
And helping each other and doing things bigger than we can do on our own.
And I got to say, what Quickbase is doing and how Quickbase is growing and expanding and reaching out to new markets and really getting focused on your marketing and your message is going to create such a demand for this skill and this knowledge. Such a demand. And I see, the sales potentially outpacing the skill sets. And so the more folks who can learn fast and deliver more for their organizations, whether that's in the organization or as an independent developer, like I just see wonderful things coming for Quickbase.
Yeah, and we're seeing it. I don't want to spoil, Ed's keynote, but the CEO keynote will hit on sort of the momentum we're seeing, which has been incredible. This was, I think, fine to share, our best first quarter we've ever had. And what that means for this community is investment, right? We'll continue to investment in the products, continue to invest in our community, continue to invest in our services, our partner ecosystem. And so that momentum will go. And so that's another good reason to come to Empower and tune in, because you'll hear a lot more about that and where we're putting that investment to help all of you and your companies grow. So I think that was a good session, everyone. I think I really appreciate the enthusiasm here, and hope everyone joins Empower. Go to the site and register now if you haven't already. I'm looking forward to it. It's an opportunity to come together, to celebrate how we build the world, a better world around us, to connect as a community, both live and virtually, and thousands of people hopefully coming together and across both of those formats, and an opportunity to grow your career in the way you want to. We're a community of self-starting builders, and so we provide an environment here to spark growth. And so thank all of you for bringing your enthusiasm, helping us put this together. Sharon, as a vocal member of our community, thanks for bringing the fire, as you always do.
Yep, folks can follow me on quickbasejunkie.com, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, quickbasejunkie.com, or just quickbasejunkie.com.
All right. And James, thanks for helping us sort of fit our Quickbase to a lot of these industries that have their own unique needs, Ryan, keep leading from the front on product, driving innovation, making us better. And Evan, thanks for managing our community every day.
Absolutely. I just want to make a quick plug that if there's people out there with questions, they want to know more, don't hesitate to come and visit me on quickbase.com/community. I have too many URLs in my brain. You can join me there. You can ask any question. Don't hesitate if you have questions about the product too. That's an awesome place to connect with us. So if you want to learn a little bit more, start connecting today. You can start there.
Yeah, great plug. The Empower experience is not contained to one day anymore. We've got a vibrant online community. We have customer networks in the industries we were talking about. There's a lot to explore if you haven't been there. So great plug, Evan. All right, thank you all. Have a great day. We'll go live again as we roll the agenda out in a couple days. But good preview. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye for now.